That seems a little crooked. Alright, let's try that. It's been a little bit since I've done one of these. Let's see if I can figure out how to put together a SCX10 transmission. I have this BEAMS kit, and it's based on a SCX10, either 1 or 2. I know that I have to put together a transmission. I've had this one laying around for a while. Let's go ahead and put it together real quick. I seriously have not done one in a while. This might be awkward. I've had them apart a million times. Where is the plate in here? It is. Okay. So this is baggy out of my, what do they call that? SMT10, because when I built it, I just threw a transmission that was already sitting there into it. So this guy's all brand new. See, we've got a top shaft, got a pin, idler pin. I've got some hardware. Okay. I've got some more hardware. I think that's to bolt it in. We'll worry about that later. I've got bearings. I've got a gear cover. Got that piece. I don't remember what that does. Okay, we know it's going to take bearings. Bearing up top. Bearing up top. We've got an idler, 2 bearings, and pin. Okay. We know that the, let's see, we don't know anything. This guy bolts on like this, like this. So it has to go there, which means the shaft would have to go this way. Yes. Okay, that means a pin goes here with this guy. That leaves you enough space to go into a bearing on this side. Nope. On this side. You're supposed to cap the other side like that. Okay. Then you've got your diff. Not really a diff. This sucker's locked. One side is through, one side's threaded. I see threads there. We're going to go just like this. One. Let me get my little driver. Tools. Here they are. We'll set this down here so we can get to them. Oh, you know what? Most of the tools are in the box. They're over here. What? Here it is. You little buddy. Okay. Through this, into this. I like to set it up so the splines match. It'd be there. Okay. One. And here. And one here. Okay. Okay, so there's a diff. That goes in here. Let's get it with some black grease. Team Losi style, because it's a race truck, right? Okay, and we'll drop that in there. Nice and slimy. Put the other half on it. Well, this is weird. How does this go? So the long one is there, because it goes there, like that. And then this, like that, right? Yeah, like that. And go one, short, long, long. So we've got three long ones. 1, 2, and 3. And one short one that goes to a nut. Okay. Then I need my blue one. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Spins nice and free. We'll go with this one. And did I throw Chloe in there? The little driver. What do I got? The little driver go. There's the big one. Well, I need that one in a second. Hello? Where'd I put it? Well, we'll go with this wrench then. Get the coolest little snap-on wrench. Okay, there's that. Nice. And then we need what? Oh, where is the... Oh, that's the cone. The cone. This guy. So this guy goes all the way through down to the bearing. And we got one plate. Does this not have a spur? Is it this? I don't know if I want to go fine tooth on it. Hello? Well, that doesn't... Weird. So it's not that. It is not that. I have to find a spur gear. Huh, okay. One second. Is there anything in the axial box? Spur? No, there's a belt drive. We're not going belt drive. Well, I guess that's gonna shut this whole project down. And we'll get some spur gears coming. I would have thought that something here would have worked. I got some cool metal ones and stuff, but I don't think that's what we're looking for on this guy. I think we really need, because I could bolt this sucker up solid, but that isn't what I want. It needs to have a slipper because it's a race truck. Okay. Yeah, I don't see any. That's all good. Right? Because, yep, they're different. Okay. That is progress, though. I got most of a transmission. It is super free, which means fast. Okay. There's that. We'll work on it a little more later. Super free. Which is what you need for a fast truck, right? Yep. Okay. Okay, here we are, like 24 hours later. Amazon's great. And now we have spur gear. We have some extra parts with it, but it was like 10 bucks. And now we have extra slipper pads. We've got extra slipper plates. We've got another pinion gear and our spur with a bushing in it. Okay, so where we left off, now we're just gonna throw this bad boy on here. I have never bothered gluing these things on. I just make sure they're centered and I let them roll. Right? And then a spring and this. Man, oh man, they aren't playing around. Okay. Really don't know what motor to put in here, so for now we're gonna slap this radio in here. I've had it in a few different cars. It's always unruly. Whatever. It's a Radio 3300. It came in a HBI car that I got in trade one time. We'll grab some motor screws. This thing's going to be unruly anyway with a lock diff. It's going to be rowdy. Might as well have fun. Wheelies and jumps. Let's see how this guy reacts to it. Should be interesting. I've seen pictures of him doing some pretty good little jumps and stuff. If you can get it to go straight enough to do it, I assume it'd be fun. I don't know if these will fit on here like this with this gear cover. I don't even know that they're in the right hole here. What do we got going on? Let's go. Doesn't want to back up. Two. Something doesn't like something. Let's see. Is there another screw there? This one? What does that do? Like that? That puts it all the way to the back. That should be more like it. There we go. What did it give us for a pinion gear? I don't think these washers are going to work, but I should just probably take those off. They're way too cool for this rig. What is this? This is a 14. What's this? 13. We're going 14. Well, that's not the right one. I'm back out of there. That doesn't fit at all. I threw some in. So that's got a little teeny pinion, huh? Yeah. Well, let's see. I tossed some in that other screw guy. In here. Yeah. Is it these? These are huge. Yeah, they are. Okay. So we'll go with that. Let's change the screws real quick. They're not going to work. I can tell right now. We'll just go with what do we got? Oh, just pour those out in the drawer. Cool. There's, what does this look like? These. Fit on that. Yeah. Sometimes having a lot of hardware is almost worse than having none. So you end up digging through a whole bunch of it. Okay. Let's take this off because they're too cool for this, I guess. We'll put on this one. Yeah. That's a little tiny screw. Okay. At least that'll let the gear cover go on. I don't know what this thing's going to be like when it's together, but not getting your wires all chewed into everything when it's going fast might be good. Yeah, we'll go like that. Sure. And we'll put on this big old pinion gear. Oh, come on, a little more. Loosen it up. What's going on, man? I can't even get that thing to work. Let's go. How about that? All the way down and then back up. Yeah. I'm gonna go about there. Right. So at least set it there. Okay. I get up. Sure. And then there was some flatheads in here. Yeah. That's that one, that one, that one. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3 gear cover screws. Maybe it's that one. There we go. Little guys. Yep. Get those out of the way, put our little cover on. Right? Does cover fit? Sure. Okay. Two long ones. Remember how these guys work. Two short ones. There's the motor screws. Okay, it's good. Let's move these out of the way because they're not part of the project anymore. And it's probably time to open this up and see what we got. I knew that we had to have a gearbox. We now have a gearbox. Scan me for video instructions. Well, that's going to make it hard to shoot a video if I need that. So we'll do that if I have some problems. I see rod ends. I see some shock towers. I see some bell cranky looking things. I see a bunch of screws. I see a bunch of tie rods for the front. And beams. Okay, so that's the whole front end kit. And then this one over here is going to be the rear. Let's deal with that after. So let's bump this thing out of the way. Here's parts. Put these bell cranky guys. We've got some ball ends. We've got rod ends. I've got two shock towers. beams, radius arms, links, screws, nuts, screws, balls, screws, spacers, one screw, and some hubs. Those are cool. I thought I had to find those. That's cool. All right. Let me go grab my iPad and see if I can make it pull up instructions. That would probably be a good idea. I'll be right back. Yeah, I probably could have printed this a few times because I waited so long, but let's see if my old racing iPad here will pull this sucker up. Yeah, let's go. Yep, there it is. Yeah, we did that. We bought it. We got it. Manual. Okay, manual. Assembly instructions. Remove, save for later. A lot of it. Okay. So it says, let's play with the beams. Two of these and two of these. That is a M3 by 14. I see pivot balls in here, probably these plastic ones. Oh, I had a bag F that I opened up and got rid of all the bag numbers. Must be in there. By 14, I'd say these look 14. We'll call them 14. Okay. We're gonna go that guy. And it looks like that. There's one. And it gets a ball going flat side out. And flat side out. Okay. There's one. And then we'll go this way. Same bit the other. that. And that is outside in. And outside in. That one did not go in as tight as all the other ones. Okay. Then we're going to build links. We've got a short one with 2 of these bad boys on it. What wrench fits this? Is it this? Ooh, feels like it is. Okay. Now it's going to go this way. Yeah. Oh, and this is going to have the steel balls in it. Okay. Whoa, all the way through. Okay. That's interesting. Those are not very tight. There's one. Okay, these are both the same. So we'll put this guy on. There's a tie rod that I assume will be our adjustment. Is it better just holding this? A little bit crooked. There we go. That might be better. Okay. This one threads backwards. Can anybody see that? Yeah. Come on, guy. Let's try another one. Maybe it's not. Maybe it goes this way. It feels better that way. Let's go this way. Okay. There's that one. this one. There it is. Yeah, I don't have one of those little motorized rotting guys. There might be some to look at. Okay, there's that guy. Last one. And this one. Oh, don't drop that. Well, we dropped that. Okay. Yeah, it's getting right into the knuckles. I'm going to have to, that's like one thing that I didn't have set aside yet. Let me look in my little axial box and see what I got, because I should have them. Let me see. What just fell back there? And some Protec battery. And did that go right back on the floor? It went to the windowsill. Okay. What do we got? Axial stuff. That's links and rod ends. It's not in there. This is axial. I do have these right here. Yep. Okay. They still have the big bearings on the inside. That's perfect. Okay. Well, that fits this. Is it this? Ooh. Feels like it is. Okay. Now it's going to go this way. Yeah. Oh, and this is going to have the steel balls in it. Okay. Whoa, all the way through. Okay. That's interesting. Those are not very tight. Here's one. Okay, these are both the same. So we'll put this guy on. This is a tie rod that I assume will be our adjustment. Is it better just holding this? A little bit crooked. There we go. That might be better. Okay. This one threads backwards. Can anybody see that? Yeah. Come on, guy. Let's try another one. Maybe it's not. Maybe it goes this way. It feels better that way. Let's go this way. Okay. There's that one. And I've got this one. There it is. Yeah, I don't have one of those little motorized rodding guys. There might be some to look at. Okay, there's that guy. Last one. And this one. Oh, don't drop that. Well, we dropped that. Okay. Yeah, it's getting right into the knuckles. I'm going to have to, that's like one thing that I didn't have set aside yet. Let me look in my little axial box and see what I got, because I should have them. Let me see. What just fell back there? Some Protec battery. And did that go right back on the floor? It went to the windowsill. Okay. What do we got? Axial stuff. That's links and rod ends. It's not in there. This is axial. I do have these right here. Yep. Okay. They still have the big bearings on the inside. That's perfect. Okay. That's what we needed. Okay, SCX10 2 hubs. Perfect. Are these the bearings for the outside? Ooh. Boy, this is all kinds of random for bearings. No, not even close. Bearings. How about these? That fit in there? No. Does that fit in there? No. Does that fit on this? Is it the right on that side? No. Okay. Quit looking at those. Okay, bearings. 2 outer bearings. I mean, they're all the way through these axial cars. They run the same bearings everywhere. You just don't run them into that drawer, I guess. probably that one. Is it that? Yeah. Do I have two of those? Yeah. What's this? Okay, let's check these. Is it that? No, that's loose. Well, we will find some other bearings for the outside later. I don't need those right now. I need to put these into here. Oh no, don't turn off. Come on, guy. Hi. So it wants steering link, they don't give you any idea on which side goes to which. That'd be nice to have. There was two little spacers here. Yeah. It is M3 by 28 one time. That's got to be this monster, right? Yeah. M3 by 18 two times. That's probably M3 by 18. M3 by 30 is going to be that. M3 by 28. I wish that this was actual size. When you pull it up online, how do you get actual size out of it? Okay. M3 by 30. 3 by 18 is those. I'm going to say it's this. And we're going to go passenger side, up, through the rod, through the bottom, through this guy, spacer, Reuse stock kingpin screws. Cool. More stuff to look for. But we only do this once. I guess we're only building one side once, and then we'll build the other. Okay, so there's this. Like that. And then it says this with this, because I guess those go out in front. That's cool. Okay, I gotta find those screws. Are they in the axial box? Kingpins? One, two. Come on, 3, 4. Where are they? 3. 4. Yes! Remember what I said about maybe sometimes having too many screws is like too many screws and blah, 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 blah. Ignore all that. You want to have as many screws as you can imagine. Repeat everything for the opposite side. So, whoa, that does have those wheels kicked, maybe? Okay. And then repeat. So now we'll go with this guy. We will take the other one of these. We'll go through this rod, in through the bottom, oh, we don't want that to fall out. We will slide our spacer in there. It's pretty groovy. Okay, we'll put the nut on the top. There's that. Put the other beam. Let's go to the front. Kingpin screw out of the junk drawer. Okay, now there's two of those. Now what do you got to say? Come on. Now it's a whole bell cranky thingamabob. So we've got, yeah, probably shouldn't open the bags. We have this, right? Because there's only one. And then it has this, like that, right? And then it has this, like that. Yep. And then it has a M3 by 20 flathead. Might be this. Might be this. Let's try this one. M3 by 20 in here. Yeah, it should be that. I like that. It has some rando pin going through here. Yeah. Then it has, oh crap, burger. So then it has the passenger side steering like this, right? It has an M3 by 20 flathead, should be this guy. Where's it, that guy? Let's try this one. Okay, M3 by 20 here. That. Then it has the tie rod, which tie rod was the middle length one. It looks like the no adapter side up, and it is getting a M3 by 18, which should be this. Oh, it's the other M3 by 18, same as this. Okay. it back on through this side. Okay. That. Okay. And then this goes into this. No. This. Is this the passenger link? Sure. And it's getting a M3x14 button head through the driver's side mount. Man, without understanding this is pretty bizarre. Okay, and it just wants to go through and just somehow stop in that plastic, like that. Okay, and then this will go here. Ish, like something. Okay. Don't try to think about it because I'm not going to know. Then we're going to the other side and we're putting on this, we're putting this on there like this. Okay, with another one of these 14s. Like this. Yeah, I wish that I could make this more instructional, but I really don't know what I'm doing here. Oh, that pooched way on out. Can we thread into that? Yeah, there you go. Okay, so there's that. Right. Then we're going to take this with this. Right? We're going to put in a M3x20 through this side. somehow a pin goes through this into this guy, I guess. Right? And then into what? Oh. Oh. This goes here. Wow. Okay. And somehow this one went man, this one went here, but they got it. See, they didn't talk nothing about that. It's that. With this, right? But in the meantime, they want you to take, don't. Into this, like that. You're supposed to have tie rod connects driver and passenger side swing set. This here. This is my 30. It's gonna go this, to that, right? Nope, it's gonna go this, and then this guy is supposed to come all the way over, connect into this guy in the front. Then the middle one is a drag link. Okay. And then, man, this driver's side steering swing set is this one. Okay, so it goes here, right? And it flips over to this side. this side goes into this one. Which goes this, this, and that. Right? Holy linkages, Batman. That to that to this to that to this to this. Wow, this is really funky. Their instructions are horrible. Wow. And it says, hey man, just bolt them in. What could go wrong? Right? Because what could go wrong? This is perfect. Okay. So we got that with the driver's side tower bolted in like this. Let's at least put in that screw. And this screw, right? Right. Okay, so that gives us one beam towards that side. And then the one that has two, it bolts on just like that. Then this dude, like this, bolts right through there and into a front bumper. They don't always have 2 screws though. Okay. So let me go find a bumper that has 2 sets of screws. Does this move? Why is this bound? Is it just, it's all this? Okay. Man, what a thing this is. Okay. Let me look at my bumpers real quick. I know I got one that has 2 screws. Bumpers. Or would that be chassis? There's one. It's good too. Might be a front, but it'll work for right now. It does have 2. Let's bolt this in with a 14 Seems like maybe this would be easier to assemble in pieces. Oh. It looks like one screw just goes right into that. Okay. Well, this is going to be it for today anyway. It sounds like my dinner's here. This is really weird. It really seems like this should be built in parts and not like this. This is just awkward. And it doesn't, it's just not right. Let's see, can I get that screw in real quick? Okay. How about a normal little bumper? Does that fit? Sure. Dang it. I think tomorrow I will print the instructions. I will try to make a little more sense of this tomorrow. I mean, I'm sure it's going to be great. How's that? Sure. Yeah, well, let's see what this is. I think I'm going to have to pull the linkage off, bolt these on, and set the linkage back on myself. Okay, it's the next day. I forgot about something that I wanted to do with this. And it's this. Let's put that bad boy on there while we're putting this guy together. So let's pull this thing back off real quick. We know it goes together nice like that. But I want to build this guy into it. Does it have 2 holes? Yeah. This is a Bauhaus battery mount front gimmick. I've had it sitting around here forever. We might as well throw it on this guy. I don't know how many more SCX10s are in my future, so we might as well put it on this. Yeah, when I was running around yesterday to find the little bumper mount, I should have remembered that we're actually going to go with this. Yeah, this will be better. So this guy will bolt on the same way. It'll be here, like that. Yeah, this is going to be cool. Okay. 2. And I'll go with this guy. And then this. And the longer screws. This. Yep. There it is. Okay. Okay, so same stage we were yesterday, we just had the boathouse down here. I think that's way better. Now, we are going to grab this frame rail and this shock tower. Come on, guy. It is a wet noodle. Okay. Short screw in the tower. Yeah. And the longer tooth. So we got a pin. We got this swing set over here. And the longer screws. This guy up on here. Longer screw. Longer screw. Okay, so that gets both sides doing the thing. This is your pivot. Let's see, this one goes here and that one, nope. How do you? I think one linkage has to come off and then this has to go through here. So I think if I back up this one, I can pull that link out like this. Come on. Okay, one link out. Then you can flip this one over, right? Or do you have to feed them both through? Okay. So we'll take the pivot off too. I think it's better to install this on the chassis. This didn't seem like it worked out right. Maybe if you stack them in there right when you're doing it, but whatever. Okay, are you on? Okay. Then we flop this. We can set this inside. Put that screw back in. All right, there's those. And then this guy, okay, cross one, the little link going to the servo, and then this one all go together on here, right? In you go. Like that. Screw doesn't quite want to go in. We got to tilt it back. It should go in there. There it is. Okay. Now we've got a steering link here. Right, that moves both. These will go into here. I don't remember on my SCX10s which one is the front. I think it goes like this. And then these will go in here, if I'm right. That seems about right. I think. Of course, now I remember what I was going to do. I was going to print all my instructions so that I wouldn't have to be looking around when I do it. I did not do that. We'll grab us a couple screws just to throw together these links real quick. Maybe these. Is that a match pair? Sure. There you go. Yeah, look at that. Okay. So they're going one shock here, one shock here. We'll have to get that to look at it, but I think that was all of the rear parts. I have one extra screw. Do we see where it's supposed to go? I got there. That's got a screw through it. That has a screw through there, right? And there, got two there. I don't know, looks like it to me. Nice. Let's see, a servo would just drop into here like this. That would put the arm going right up into here. Yeah, nothing should hit that, because when it goes that way, it goes that way. Huh. Kind of groovy. So let's see, 4 screw holes in there. Four screws. 1, 2, 3, 4 washers. Two. Okay. We'll grab a servo arm. What do you want, a red one? Let's go red. Okay. Let's move this. Well, this is pretty simple. Oh, that's what that other screw is, maybe. Go through that rod end into the steering arm. That would be interesting. Well, this is awkward. How's that? Pretty close. Maybe it needs to go this way. We'll go this way. We'll come in through the back. Yeah. How's that look? Oh, yeah. Then we'll turn this guy sideways. Put this through there. Yep. Pick this up, set it right down on that. Oh, miss. This is not. Okay. Oh, almost had it. Come on, right there. Got it? Screw in. Screw pretty long. Yeah, look at that. Look at all that linkage. Okay. Let's hide that wire for a little bit. Did that hide it? This hide it. Oh yeah, that's better. Okay. That's pretty cool. Now, are we going to go with full sliders like this? Or are we going to go with SCX10 1 sliders and go like this? It's going to depend on what body it is, I would think. We'll wait on that decision until later. Yeah, Seek is interesting. So they want you to, they make a big deal about putting in the front brace gimmick battery thing, and then rear A is a battery tray. So this guy goes where? It has to go right there, or yeah, it has to go right there. So if this is here, it has to go there, or it could possibly go here, but then that is all the way to the rear. I say it's supposed to be right there. And then is that where they want my factory towers? Would they be here, or would they be here? So at that point, we'll probably, I know that we're going to have links. I don't know if they're here. Where's your upper links? So I am probably going to have to come up with upper links. I'm probably going to have to break out a couple instructions, I think. That is starting to look more like a truck. I am going to have a couple choices of bodies that I've just kind of had running around. Well, I've got three choices. We can go old school, with the Chevy, right? Big old Chevy Baja rally race truck would be cool. We've got the Enduro Sendero race truck, which would also, I think, be pretty fun. Or we can go Deadbolt. Deadbolt might be kind of rad. We'll kind of figure that out when it tells us where the rear tower is going to be, and I'll set the tires on it and kind of figure out what the wheelbase is going to be. I had already built up the wheels and tires for it a while ago. Set them way over here. These are going to be pretty cool. They're heavy, which I figure would be good to keep center of gravity down. I think this particular style might work pretty good with the Chevy on it. one. Ugh. Yeah. All right. So if we had these on it, these are the general grabbers that came on the Sendero. Oh, that gets right into the battery tray already. Does this one get into the battery tray? No, because it's cut out. So far, wow, those are wide. This would be pretty cool. This would be cool. Interesting. Okay, let's not get ahead of ourselves. I think any of those have their bonuses. Stuff back. Look at that. Bench clearing at the same time. Okay. So I need my iPad again so we can look at what it says to do in the rear. It might talk about positioning. I'm sure it does. Do we have enough wires to put the castle up here and reach back there? We do not, unless we reverse it. Nothing saying that I can't so far. It might get reversed. It's either that or the battery goes in the nose and the speed control goes right here. And then it fits. Or the speed control goes right here on the SCX-102 skid, and this goes here. Then we have the option of battery front or battery rear. That might make sense. So that has me kind of leaning towards these. Should be totally cool. Nice and short for the wires. This isn't bad. This is what used to be on the blue Chevy. So at this point we are going to put a 2 rear axle in it. The problem with the 2 is they're always spooled. If we want it to turn better later, we might end up putting a SCX-101 axle in it, but we'll see. Let's go find those instructions. Okay, Okay, so looking at this guy, it does have the SCX-10-2 skids on it, at least in the instructions. Let's kind of see how those will fit. We know that one goes there, this one goes here. That is through those. Let's get a couple. Do I got screws here? Do I have any screws that I like here? What are these? These are a little short. These are a little long. What do we got? That looks long. I don't think it needs to be that long. Okay, let's go find some screws. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we'll have some skids sitting on it. Let's go. One, 2, 3, 4. Let's put these in for right now. At least it'll kind of have me figuring out what I'm looking at here. Okay, I don't need this one here because we have the other skid. So let's take that off. What you doing? I ain't mad about it. Let's go. What's, I don't understand. Is there no hole? The hole's there. What's your problem? Let's go. Lots of metal on it now. Oh, right there, in the hole. I don't understand what your problem was earlier. Let's just go. And we know that's going to come right back out because of the rear stuff. At least we can kind of have it planted where it goes. Okay. Right there. I don't know why this guy's fighting me so much. See, now there's no hole on this side. Are we skidded? Oh, we are. Why are you so tweaked? Is that what you were trying to tell me? Right in there, buddy. Right there. Okay. Okay. It's kids. Whatever. Okay. Optional. Install secondary shock with no spring. Proline big bore scalar shocks are recommended. Yeah. So the front one goes behind the beam. The other one is on the side of the arm. For right now, I'm going to dig in my axial shock box. It has all of my crappy axial takeoff shocks. Let's see what we got in this. What do we got? We have got, ooh, okay, we don't like these. We got one, no, that's a Wraith. That's a Wraith. Aren't these Wraith? 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 Maybe he wants Wraith shocks. Do I have springs for Wraith shocks? My axial stuff, I have 1, 2. It's 2. 2's not enough to do this. I also was kind of looking at going with Traxxas, because I've got a million of these, but I don't like the upper mount at all. What if it's Wraith with Traxxas springs? How long are these? Are they really long? Because SCX-10-2, I mean, they're longer, but collapsed, they end up collapsing longer. So let's set it together this way anyway. I should put these on my slashes. They said build it with no spring on the rear-ish fronts. So that'll give me these 2 with no springs, these 4 with springs. So if we go, that's stiff, that's a progressive, that's a progressive. These are shorter. What's this one? Short progressive. This is mock-up anyway. What can we find here? Long, short, progressive short. Let me go look on the bench, whatever other progressives I have, because I think that'll look fun. Yep, got the longer progressives. So we're going to go with those. Even though that one is insanely ruined. So, no, that one's jacked. Is there any in the Trax-S box? There are not. Okay. So, we'll go with the progressives in the front. They are these. We'll go with these in the front. I need the shock bottoms are in, I threw those here. Okay, so there's a front. How long do these need to be? I like that. 2 of those. 3. Nope. 3. 4 tops. Okay. It wants, so I also need the bottoms, which should be that one. Two. 3. 4. Nah. Not this one. Nah. Under short. Okay. Blue. Want some into the rear of this. If this guy works out, I'll probably end up putting like some low C's on here. These aren't bad though. How are you going to have it on the rear? That has to go in the front, but it doesn't. Dude, there's no room for that. How would they think that those both fit there? When you do this, and that won't even start to fit on there. No way. I sound like the no way guy. I'll take that one back. It's on the front on one side, the back on the other. Okay. So let's see. We'll go back here, right? So there's that. And then you go top. Does that one work on the back? It's better. Okay. It's going to need different shock ends because this thing is jacked. But if it rides down, I don't know, it looks pretty jacked. Let's put this screw in from the front, see if it likes that more. Way too stiff. So if we put in this one on the bottom, this might work if I can go through the Wraith stash and see what the very softest Wraith is. Looks cool like that. How's that look? Yeah. Springs are a little big diameter for this guy. Might be able to space that out. Okay. And they'll go say what length they want. It just says super scale, big boy scaler, but it doesn't really say length. it is jacked, but maybe I would put those on because they're softer. It's perfect. Let's do that. Do I have, well, I do have, let's put these ends on them because they're shorter. And they fit in the rod ends. In the end, will actually seat. Let's try that. It seems short. Still short. Super low. Super low. But that one, yeah. Nice and rusty. I think that was better. Let's move this one back. Yes, we should just be buying a different set of shocks, but we are trying to do this on the absolute budget. So for right now, we're gonna do this. We're gonna take this off. Don't drop the Andy's body on the floor. Okay, and because that's a Traxxas end, this guy will fit. It's a nice looking Traxxas end. It looks like it actually drug on the pavement for a while. That will probably be perfect. I want a longer screw. Yeah, that one. And we'll stick this back in here. I did not jack that one down. We'll see how it looks. I know that it will have a whole bunch of free play when it's relaxed, but most of the time it should be. It's fret low, right? Whatever. Okay, and then we'll take that other screw and put the bottom back on. It is weird how they want you to do this because it puts this spring directly into that. Doesn't seem quite right. Like they want it way, way shorter. The shocks are probably way too long. Let's see. Let's roll that one way down too. Put a little bit on it. How's that? Is that maybe low? We got no movement, so these absolutely are not going to work. That one going down. Yeah. I'm going to end up taking these off. They will not work at all. So, probably doesn't do too much good to get too crazy with this. I have shocks for one of my other rigs, which maybe, will that give me, let's see, if I put two of these, one on the front, one on the back. Seems like I should have more of the SCX10 type. What do you got? You've got practice. You've got stop. Okay, you can give up yours. You can give up yours. I've got 8 to pull off, but then that's full-on conversions of 2 other trucks. Let's get this set together for right now, and we will come back and revisit the shocks, because that's going to be a whole deal. At least we can get the basic jive of it, and then I'll swap out the shocks. Yep. Front assembly's complete, is it? So they want the rear shock towers in the very, very forward hole, which means this dude does go all the way forward like that. And then they want the shock mounts will be I'm looking at it, it will be this. But then they draw it wrong. How? Why are you drawing it like that? Done. Pretty sure it has to go here, which would be this. So the upper is still running lengths. Look at all the spacers and stuff, and they just go, done. So these are going to be your short ones to put on the towers, right? So I really need, I don't even have space in this at all. Let's see, what do I have for upper links? How long are these compared to these? They're shorter. Okay. So let's see. How long are the uppers? Are they these? I haven't done a 12-3 in a while. I've got these, I've got these, I've got these, whatever those are. Oh, that's a steering. I've got this, I got all these and these, and this. Got these high clearance ones. Western, we got this guy. '98s. Okay, so SCX10 upper rear link is how long? Let's look. Oh, plus. Let's go SCX10 2. Upper rear link length. Whoa. AI says 102. Was SSD no? Rear uppers are 102s, the lowers are 104s. So that tells me maybe these are the 98s close enough. That's the wrong thread though. How long is this? Oh, short. Maybe it is this. So. What is this? I think this is the guy. Do I have two of those? Hopefully that's not the lower though. What is this? That's longer, so that's probably lower. What's this? Oh, that's the same as that one. Okay, there's two. That one's kicked the same as that one. Okay, so I need one that does that kind of squirmy down bend thing. Or I just put straight ones on it. Let's go with this. We'll take off this bend downy guy. Put on one of these. Right. Okay. So now you got to bend over and that. And we'll take off this one. We'll put on this one. No, I want the axial straight one. Just jam the ball in there. Yeah. Okay. There's that and that. That doesn't have a ball. Let's see. Give me this. Okay. Put that in here. How's that? Fine. Okay. This should be good enough for what we're doing right here. So to do this, you need that. Ooh, those aren't even close to the same. Is it one longer? Oh, nice. Does it go all the way through? Yeah. Let's put this on here. So, now that I'm looking at this, it'd probably be better to take a truck that was already together, add on a couple little parts to it instead of doing all of this. I think I want a rod in that's a little bit longer. Some longer. Maybe. Okay. Yeah. Sure. Did I already go too far? Yeah, it's through a little bit. Back it up a little bit. Put this in there. There. Bam. Race truck. Okay. Everything doesn't have to be perfect because, you know, we're just doing a thing. Okay. They want these on the outsides or the insides? Hi. 1-1. Whoa. We're going back to this. And they have it the link going to the outside. That dude's way on the outside. Okay, has nothing to do with nothing. But it is going to take out all the bolts that I had already put in there. Okay. So this goes here, but this is also a link mount. Okay. So yeah, you weren't figuring this out without instructions. I guarantee it. So this pivot ball right? Oh, those metal ones? Cool. Front ones weren't. And then we'll go pivot ball this way. Where to hook my cool pliers? Okay. Pivot ball in there. Well, I think we do need the light. Good. That looks better. Well, the last time you guys saw this thing, I was putting together the front suspension, then my camera died, and some things happened to it. It's farther along. I did test drive it. It's awful. So I have the wrong shocks on it for sure. I ordered something different. Let's throw those on real quick and just see how it sits. But first I'll kind of show you kind of where we are on this guy. We got the body mounts done, kind of. I put single shocks on it. These, I think, are SCX 10.3. They're too low. I put keys on it to try to kick them up, maybe get a little more movement. It's still no good. So let's swap out the shocks with these. I got some takeoff TRX4s. I've always liked the TRX4 shock. I think they jump well. They're quite a bit shorter. They're so much shorter. Yeah. Anyway, it's trailing arm. Yeah. I could not get my speed control to hook up to it. I had a Sidewinder. For some reason. Yeah, I'm having a lot of hub problems on it. Forgot about that. I can't make a rear one work. I bought some aftermarket hexes. I can't get them on far enough to get the pins in. So it has some Traxxas takeoff ones from some slashes. They're not good, but they'll kind of work. Can't quite get it far enough to get the hub on there and the pin through it without destroying it. But that's a different problem for later. How much shorter is a Traxxas shock? They are about that much shorter. So that's significant. So where'd that screw go for the top? It's still on it. Is that long enough? No. Is that one long enough? Yeah. Ish. Looks pretty good. Good spring, all right. Okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to fix this. This pin is way too short. And then this guy just beats everything up when it goes on there. Let's see. Loosen screw again. Okay. Up. Okay. Is it better? Got to be right. And it won't be like that. It'll be more like this. Okay. Let's throw in the back one. I like it up. I'm not even checking oil, anything. They're still going to be probably better than these. These are set up very, very light. Oh, gotta get screwed, dude. Okay. Top one. Yeah, those are plenty long. Just fit in there. Seems like it will. Yeah, why not? Okay. Where did that go? Okay, and down. Let's go that way. Okay. It's supposed to just fall through. Glasses make it harder to see a lot of times. So it's got to go towards the back. Yeah. Hello? Really? That is so weird. Right there. Right there. That was ridiculous. Yeah, you don't want to even see how bad that out is. We'll just put this back on. Act like nobody saw that. Because nobody really did. See if we can do this one a little cleaner this time, because that one was not. Okay. Why would it just try to shoot back out? This is better, not worse. Come on. Well, they just really don't want to. The little pivot ball has kind of bigger ends on it. It's got to be what's hitting. Well, I can tell you none of this is going to be in the video. Fucking piece of shit. Why? That's our fucking tolerances here. Fucking stab myself with this motherfucker. I don't know what the dogs are yelling at. But I've got the back done. One more front, and then we'll see how this guy kind of lays out. It is set up to run double shocks in the front until I can get it feeling better with two. I don't think that we even have to bother with that yet. Okay. So the passenger side, the screw goes in the front, and the driver's side, it goes in the back. I know on a Bronco, when you run single shocks, they go in the rear hole. Should actually try that. Let's do that. Okay. Change the direction on the fly here. I am going to put these, that's not long enough, and that's not long enough. You can go here. A longer screw than this one. Is it that guy? Maybe. Is it that guy? Yeah, I like that one better. Okay. No, we're going to go up front. Yeah, those are going to need longer screws with nuts on them. Okay, there it went. Lug nut. Wow. Is that better? Do we lower ride height? That's where it gets loose right there, so just hold touches. just like that. Okay. So if we have the weight of a battery in there, right? It's 3S, not 2S. Then maybe you can get airborne, because it hasn't done it yet. It was so weird going over the jump. It would just drive up and down the other side, but it was also very, very slow. That looks a lot better. Let's take all the weight off the back also. Okay, so if you're holding by the frame, just barely touching. Okay. There. Seems like it's a little bit towed out. Does my 3mm fix that? Does anything in there fit? No. So if we go down, does it go out or in? You went out. We're going to go in. Yeah. So this one, let's see, go in, you get smaller or bigger? It's bigger, so we got to go up. It's about as short as I can get it without trimming something. It seems a little better. Okay, we'll see when we get it on the truck next.